year. This is a brand new experience for me. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know a lot about this, but my gosh, it's been. I told Bud, I mean, we were over there watching
qualifying.
Yeah, qualifying, and they're just, hey, it's time to go. Here we go. I'm right there at the pit, and they're just taking off. They're not even flying by, and I'm like, whoa, right, here we go. This is great. So, but just to be able to talk to a couple of the drivers, the team itself, and look, I'm always fascinated by when you're at a high level, performing at a high level, have to succeed at what you do and the amount of work that goes in it. What I did not realize was the physical toll it does take on the body to drive one of these. I mean, for example, I didn't know that. I thought it was power steering. I did not know that. And the heart rate getting up for 2-hour period, 160, 170, like this is not, you don't just jump in a car and drive, So it's physically demanding, and you have to be structured and disciplined. And for somebody that's a football coach, I appreciate that.
Coach, you didn't hesitate when we made the offer for being Grand Marshal. We appreciate that. That was awesome. Right off the bat, you said, yeah, like within the first few hours that we even made the offer. Is it important to you to be a part of a community event like this? A little bit different than some of the events in Detroit. It's very community-driven. It gives back to Belle Isle. Is it something that's important to you as a new member of the community? You're coming back to the community. Obviously, you played here, but as a new leader of the community here, as head coach of the Lions, to be part of an event like this.
Yeah, it is important to me. Look, I said this a long time ago. I wanted to inject myself into this community and this city, and I wanted to be part of this, and I wanted to people to know who I was, and that I do want to represent this city and everything that it's about. And so this, what better event than the Detroit Grand Prix to do that, and so yeah, it does mean a lot to me. And look, just to have this experience. I mean, look, Chris Philbin's here. We're in the same boat. It's like, man, I've never done that. It'd be awesome, So let's go. So, we're not even in the race yet, and Brad Holmes is over here, by the way, our GM. He's back here. And so we're all new to this, but we're fascinated by it. We're not even in the race yet. We're like blown away. This is awesome. So, but yeah, this means a lot to not only myself, but gentlemen that I'm with here. So, we want to be a part of this community.
We really appreciate not only the support from the coach, but yeah, to show the management how you really embrace this experience. We appreciate you being here, and hope you guys enjoy the experience today. But what does it say to have new leaders in town and the support that we've been able to witness today from Coach and Mr. Spielman and also Mr. Holmes to be here and just really embrace the Grand Prix and take in the experience and welcome all of it?
Yeah, first of all, I want to congratulate Rob Wood and the organization there, Mark Hollis and Chris. You guys were all together on the staff in terms of choosing the next GM and the next coach. So great job with what you've done here. Selecting the coach we have and the GM we have as well too. So hats off. This city, as everybody knows, is a football city, man. They want to win, right? You give them a little bit of hope, and they're going to be there every day hoping for it and waiting for it. So happy to have you here. We're going to have an arm wrestle contest. He and I about a half hour.
That'll be short.
Maybe have a broken arm after you go to the medical center.
I've got everything to lose with that.
But no, it's so good to have them here. I mean, when we talked about we could be our Grand Marshals, you're the first choice because you're new to the city. We want to welcome you to our city, welcome you to our event. This is such an important event for this state and for our city. I say 2 weeks ago, we reopened America at the Indianapolis 500 with 135,000 fans and 10,000, 20,000 more people in the suites, 155,000 people. Biggest event in the world is the pandemic event in the world. And today, this weekend, we're reopening America, Michigan, in my mind. Okay, we are, and you see the people's faces. You see how enthusiastic they are to be here. Yeah, we have a limited crowd because of infrastructure requirements, but man, the folks that are here are having a great time. And I want to thank the media for coming to support all this. You're a big part of our success too. But I'm looking forward to your preseason. Looking forward to the games. And I mean, I can tell right away this guy's a player's coach, isn't he? He's this guy's a player's coach. He doesn't like what he's seeing. Hate to see the result of that, by the way, too, afterwards. But no, I'm really anxious to get your experience after that green flag drops. That second lap across, man. They're coming by there, right below you, about 10 feet below you. They're coming by. That's 160 miles an hour. It's going to be pretty darn special. So we welcome you. We have you pleased that you're here. And as you said, you just don't know it until you get here to do it. You just can't appreciate it. And athletes, Will Power was talking to him, and Will's telling him what he does for his workouts right on his neck. And Will's telling him that for qualifying, he's out there for 5 minutes at 185 beats per minute qualifying. That's like putting him on a hockey shift and having him out there for 5 minutes, doing drills. It's hard to do. So appreciation for the athlete, appreciation for the training, and big appreciation for the sport.
Absolutely.
Coach, you've really been embraced by this community, I think, since the announcement in January, you coming on board. Have you been surprised by the reaction and how much you've kind of been welcomed into this fold and how much there's so much support behind you?
Look, I think the best way to answer that is that, look, I appreciate it. I do. And, I appreciate the people of this community and the fans, and I want them to know and everybody to know that I don't take it lightly, and I understand there's expectations that come with this job, and you can't just be a guy that everybody likes. You still got to win games. Believe me, I know that. So, but I do appreciate the support that we have now. That's what I wanted. That's what all of us in the organization wanted. Brad and myself. We want to. Man, we want to get the pride back in this organization and this team, and that's really the sole focus as it pertains to us and the line. So I'm thankful. I really am.
Yeah, we love your energy. We love your enthusiasm. I think we're all anticipating one heck of a command. So no pressure there, but I think it's one that we are going to remember for a long time. So let's open it up for questions. If you have a question, just step up to the microphone. Jenna, you're first up.
Hi, Coach. So I'm a motorsports journalist. So I'm curious. You're here in the Detroit city, in the Motor City. Are you a car guy?
No. But when I say that, doesn't mean that I don't like cars. I haven't liked cars. I don't like racing. It's either football or it's been hunting and fishing for years, or our family. That was kind of how it always flowed. But I've always had a respect for it, and
well, not racing, but cars.
Oh, I love cars. Yeah, are you crazy? I didn't know where you were going with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I love cars.
Through the racing.
Would that be a Ford Mustang or a Ford pickup truck?
I do love cars. I love speed. I love to live a little dangerously, especially when I was younger, and I do, man. So look, it's these guys are telling me about it, and it's like, hey, man, you're going 175 and you're getting ready to get into your first turn. You hadn't let off yet. I'm like, I don't even know how to, wrap my brain around that, but yet it makes me want to do it. I'm not ready for that, but so yeah, I do. I really do, man. I love cars. I love speed.
What was your first car?
My first car was actually it was a 1986 Dodge Ram. It was my first truck. It was a V6, straight six, actually. So I'd be going uphill in my head.
You know cars.
I know cars.
Yeah, you know cars. What do you drive now?
I actually drive a F-250, Ford F-250.
Surprise.
Yeah.
And can you elaborate on that little bit of trouble you got in your?
I'd rather not.
You got a speeding ticket yesterday?
I may have outrun the police at one time in my small community. Remember, I'm out in the middle of nowhere, all right? So a little different than.
Sort of though, on a serious
that was 15 now. So.
Okay, great. On a serious note, are you able to recognize and appreciate the culture of cars in this city?
Oh, absolutely. Look, one of the coolest things still, and there again, it's been years, but I love to go, get up to Woodward, man, in Birmingham, Woodward, and watch the old cars, man, come by, the old Mustangs, and Vets, and everything, man. And the guys that take pride in their cars, taking good care of them, the classics, and listen, man, it's part of what this place is, right? It's kind of what draws you in, among other things. So I do.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Bruce.
Coach, I think it was Herm Edwards that once spoke to a group of NFL rookies, and his advice was always buy one of everything. You don't need two houses, you don't need two sports cars, et cetera, et cetera. When you get a group of rookies who have become rich probably for the first time in their lives, what type of mentality or advice do you give them to not really blow their money on exotic toys?
Yeah, that's a tough one there. Look, I think that there's things that you give them, advice you give them, but you also, that's why you have people that work in player development. Like we just hired a gentleman from Purdue who's an outstanding human being, but they really, we give them courses, we give them classes, we teach them, we educate them on the rights and wrongs of what you're getting ready to get into and where people have failed and so I think more than that, you can tell them, hey, what you can or what you can't. You got to remember some of these kids, man, where they come from, they want to take care of mom and they got a great relationship with their cousin and their brother and they want to take care of their family. But the problem is when you got 30 or 40 family members and you want to take care of everybody, what do you tell them then? That's hard, because you're going to be broke, but yet you want to take care of everybody. And, but as far as to your question, I think it's more of, man, you need to trust who's taking care of your money. You better know who's taking care of your money and know that they know how to take care of your money. Like that to me is the biggest thing I can give them.
And Bruce, 2 sports cars is okay. Just 2.
Only 2.
And another thing is, your division has probably had seen the most change of quarterback. You've got a new quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears have a new quarterback. Green Bay may have a different quarterback. So how hard is it to really forecast what your division is going to be like this season because of all the turnover at a very important position?
Yeah, look, Sean Payton used to always say it, but it's like, look, there's going to be a handful of teams are always going to be good every year. There'll be probably 6 to 8 are going to be good and competitive, and the rest you don't know right now. And so there'll be some changes, there'll be some turnover, but you just don't always know. Some of these teams, look at I'm not even going to say it, but there's always teams every year like, man, what a good season. Next year, you know what? They're going to win that division. And what happens? They win 8 games, and they don't. They don't even get back to the playoffs. So you just never know. Every year is a new year, and you have to approach it that way. It's a new year. It's a new game. It's a new play. Everything's one at a time. The most important game is the next game, period. So that's how you have to approach it.
Thank you.
Yep. Next up. So, Eric, where you are for ESPN. What's up, Dan?
There he is. Most of the time I see him in his car.
Got it in person. One thing I have admired about you, man, is you just being yourself. You've been unapologetic for yourself, whether it's criticism, whether it isn't. Just being yourself, man. It's the first question I got for you. Like, why are you so confident to be yourself? And where a lot of coaches, especially in football, can be real dry and real chill. Like, just tell me why. What gives you the confidence to really be yourself in this role, man?
For as long as I can remember, I never told myself what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to do it. And it was, even in sports, I've become a leader, I'd be a captain. And it wasn't because I said I'm a leader or captain. It was because if I had something to say, it would bubble up inside of me and I'd say it. So I didn't write anything down, but that's who I was. I was authentic and I was me. And I felt like that's how, if you really want to communicate and get the most out of people and them to really trust you and buy into who you are, you have to be yourself. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Now, what happens? What's the negative? You put yourself out there a little bit. You do, and you'll get criticized and some of those things, but it's worth it to me to say who I am. I don't want to become somebody I'm not, and I don't want to become somebody that I'm going to write all these things down, and then I'm going to get up there and I'm reading off a freaking cue card and saying point by point by point, because you know what? I'll tune you out after 3 minutes. I would have. So that's why I just felt like, you know what? The reason I've gotten to this point is because I've just been me. and I've just put in the work, put my head down, and do what I do, and so I'm not going to change that.
Great answers. Great answer.
You as well. You know, it's probably a different experience from actually playing here and being in the coaching position, coaching role. Like just kind of early on, I know you haven't played a game yet. Just how differently has it been though? Like you being invited as being an ambassador. How different is this experience from your playing days as well?
You mean just as far as like things like that?
Yeah, just
right?
the reception and everything. And funny story too. I talked to Calvin Johnson a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he made a joke about you playing on like one hand, the whole season.
The elbow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still get it. Look, Chris always wears me out, okay? Look, yeah, you're getting it. All right, Chris Philbin, you're back at the back. We go back and forth now, all right?
What kind of dirt do you have on Chris? Something we can talk about today?
Oh, yeah. No, but he always gives me a hard time because, look, everybody knows Chris. He had a hell of a career. He's a hell of a player. And this will be the last time I say this, all right? I got a ton of respect for him and what he believes in and everything that he is and was and still, but that's it because, see, now he's going to get the so, but so we were always give each other a hard time. And so he always brings that up about my elbow. It's a tricep, and he's well, at least I was never on IR. And at least I never, so we go back and forth pretty hard with each other. But, I just think, what's different is look, there's a lot more attention given to the head coach because you command the team, as opposed to being a player. And I feel like at times you could kind of blend in a little bit. I don't feel like I blend anymore. It's like there you are. Everybody knows who you are. So that's probably the biggest difference. But I love these experiences and. I wouldn't trade them for the world. Like I said, we haven't got to the race, and I am thrilled to be here. I'm excited. I can't wait, and it's been already just it's been unbelievable.
Good luck this year, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tim May, come on up.
Now, I was wondering, Coach, if you could tell me what has Chris brought to the program?
I'll be dang.
I've covered this guy since he
Should we get him up here? Maybe we should just get Chris up here.
Yeah.
Look, he brings everything that he was as a player is what he brings. And what I mean by that is all the intangibles, all the qualities he had aside from the physical side of the game that he brought. Look, he's smart, he's tough, he's witty. He's a grinder. He is an out-of-the-box thinker. He's creative. He's driven. There'll be things where I still have up on my board, my grease board, when I walk out of my office, right in the corner. There's things that every once in a while we'll talk about. He'll come in and we'll BS a little bit or talk about things and he'll like urgency. Just circle it. Just little reminders to me that we've talked about before that just kind of keep me on point a little bit that I appreciate the hell out of. And, for me, that's what he's brought. He's been a major asset. He really has, man. And so I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's here. And I wish you wouldn't do this to me. I told you I don't want to keep giving him the big head here. But it's been great. Yep.
Any other questions? Coach, I'd like to ask you just one. You got a chance to meet Roger Penske earlier in the garage. I hear you talking about leadership up here, and I know it's important to you. In terms of leaders in this town, and especially in our organization, he's the top, right? He's the gold standard. When you meet a guy like that, what was that experience like? Did you get a chance to talk to him at all? Anything you take away from him and how he approaches this whole deal?
Yeah, I was it was look, it's a major honor to meet him and everything that he's about. And but I couldn't believe. Look, I was a little bit, that's a big one, I was a little bit intimidated, somewhat, just a tick. But what a great man he is. I mean, it was just like talking to anybody that you would anywhere. You're in the grocery store, you're at the gas station, here we are, and he just. He laid it out for me, and I asked him a couple of questions about just where did the passion begin, where did it start, and man, you can tell he's got the love for it, and to be the entrepreneur, the visionary that he is, and to still be doing something that started, with he and his dad when he was young, and the love of it. And here we are now, and he's been able to shape it, mold it, and bring it to a place like Detroit and other areas, and be what it is. Man, that's a major credit to him. So it was outstanding.
It's great. Cool moment.
What did you find intimidating about it?
It's just, look, man, this guy's top notch. He's done it all, and he's he's highly successful. And sometimes are you worthy of even being around him a little bit? That's kind of how, kind of a small fish compared to him, and that's how I view it. And, I would love to. You'd love to someday feel like you are him in some ways, to be able to mold and shape and do things he's done. But I think that was it, you know what I mean? But that quickly went away when you start talking to him. Like, there's none of that. He's not acting like he's too good for anybody. He's happy to be there and talk about it. And it's great.
Good summation. We all think the same thing, don't we? Pretty humble and pretty down to earth. You're right.
So he is.
Yeah.
Any final questions?
I just want to thank the coach, thank Chris, and all the team that come out today. Welcome them and our new GM as well here. It's great to have you here. It's great to kind of see something different than the football field. I know you got mandatories coming soon and all those pieces heading ahead of you. And we're looking for a winner. Counting on you to help bring us with a lot of other people in your team. You can't do it alone. We know that. You can't have a race team without having a lot of people behind the scene, also in the pits and engineers. So all similar in terms of how we're successful. But typically it does start at the top. We're happy to have you here. And you're at the top. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Coach,
Luck,
thanks
Coach.
for everything. Look forward to having you. Hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Appreciate all your support. City's behind you. We're wishing you all the best of luck. Thanks for being with us today.
Appreciate that. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Daniel Cross is up ahead of this battle behind the cross, by the way. It's a pretty long section. It's not simple straight. That's a passing zone right there.
It is a good passing zone, just like turn 3 after that turn 1 and 2 fast off.
So how have you been?
The problem is, as you can hear, there's no just as they say, the problem is that you don't get a chance as a driver to get your rally. That's why he has to.
I didn't shock you with that, did I?
Track test, 10 degrees. That temperature seeps up every time. Plus, without power steering, you've got your hands back.
Ronnie here trying the outside. Headed to turn 3. McGinnis has the preferred line. Peterson around the outside. Can he make it stick? He's he's got a little bit squirrely. They're still side by side. Peterson is still in it.
How about the respect for these drivers to keep it side by side through turn 1 and 2, the fastest 2 corners on the racetrack? That'd be great.
I don't know.
Peterson, big slide, and kept it out of the tires, but didn't get the pass done. Great racing with these 2 young drivers.
I don't know how he kept it going after turn 3.
I think both of these guys are going to be thinking about catching their breath and figuring out what just happened, and then Joe Peterson, how he's going to make that pass.
Again, McGinnis has a nice gap. Let's go back again.
Oh, man. Slide drifted through turn 1, getting on the curve. Even it off the wall, keeping out of each other. I can't stress enough talent to each of them. When those holes
Let it rain yesterday, maybe it won't rain today, right? By my house when I got home.
I didn't rain today.
I don't know what these guys are.
But you live fraction. Yeah, you live way.
Yeah, I got in the shower and it was like thundering. Yeah.
Not raining here at all.
That's good.
I don't even call it a cloud, a rain cloud.
Wow.
Watch this. Let's check in again with Katie.
I'm joined by Don Lambert, the team manager for the Indy Lights side of Andretti Autosport. Don, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about that battle between Benjamin Peterson and Robert McGinnis. Just take a few years off your life.
Yeah, they're pretty close there. Then Robert did a good job and, stood his ground, and that's what it is around here. It's going to follow the leader, and you're just going to have to not give anybody else any opportunities.
Kyle Kirkwood certainly isn't giving anyone else any opportunities so far in race one here. How important would a win by Kyle be in getting you guys back into that championship hunt with HFD Motorsport?
Yeah, no, it's huge. I mean, we need every point we can get. It's going to be a pretty tough battle to the end. So, we need to stay in there. We're close, and, I think he's getting a little bit better, more time in the car. So he's getting closer. The movement getting better and better each day we go out. So I think we're going to be fine. I ain't taking anything away from anybody, but we're going to have it for the long run. So we're going to see how it goes.
Thanks, Don. And Kevin and Charlie. Kyle currently trails Lincoln Lundquist by about 15 points. Kyle is in third right now.
Thanks for joining us today from Belle Isle, Detroit, Michigan, and Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Round 7 of the Indy Lights Championship presented by Cruiser Tires. Kevin Reed and Katie Kyle were about midway through race 1.
It's very clean. I thought she would.
I have no idea. All that. Yeah, it's a little more hard work than you think, especially yesterday was kind of a light day. So.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Tommy after you told me how tired you were, like, yeah, I was pretty tired too. I didn't really do much. I got home 6 10 hotel, and I just sat in my chair. I couldn't. So I'm kind of tired when you're not, you can't fall asleep.
Yeah.
You just zone out. Yeah.
No, I went home and I started cleaning. I don't know, like I had all this energy waiting up. So I started vacuuming, doing laundry, cleaning the couch. And,
I meant to be laundry. But, no.
And then it just hit me all at once. And I was like, whoa, I'm tired. My brother got rear-ended yesterday. What?
I guess money.
I don't know. I think they're just looking at full coverage, so there's just they're
Is it like bad or just kind of more like
yeah, they smashed in like his bumper to his tire.
was like the red light or something like that? Or
I can't remember if it was red light, but I would assume so.
yeah.
He said they were going 40 miles an hour on the end. He said he drives a Ford Escape, but like a newer model, and he's like, if my car wasn't metal, like my bumper would metal. My back.
It's probably be okay, but still, like going 40. Once you get in that range of territory, just speed, pace of any car,
Yeah, I haven't Escalade.
especially Canada, that's a bulky
That's
car.
yeah. I feel bad because that's an expensive. So he's got a 2020 Ford Fusion. Said he didn't even know how to start it.
Wow.
Anyways, he wanted me to look at vehicles for him, so I was like an idiot.
Tomorrow's keep an eye on this. plenty of stories of fun as well, and throughout the field, let's check in again.
Yeah, and I'm joined by AJ Smith, the team manager for HFC Motorsports. So, AJ, of course, I want to ask you as well, because I asked Don Lambert on the Andretti side, what do you think of this battle on screen right now?
I think Benjamin's putting on the only show going on right now. I think that's what I think. He's doing a great job. Hey, look a little area there, but gathered it up. It's all right.
And meanwhile, up front, you've got Venus Lundquist trailing Kyle Kirkwood, David Malukas leading the championship battle. This is a brand new team. What offer have you guys put into making this team so successful in its first season?
Every single guy we have on this team gives 100% all the time. And I think with our crash the other day, it showed. I mean, if we wore different color shirts, there would have been 4 different color shirts working on David's car, and it would be the same if Benjamin crashed today. I mean, our guys are 100% committed to giving championship to Rio.
How important was it to get David back out for qualifying, even though the car
They were here till like 8:39.
I think we'll know at the end of the year how it worked out, but I think it was huge. Going from what could have been a last place starting position to this, I think we salvaged the day event because
Charlie, you certainly see how that could pay off as we see another
tomorrow's more
by
important
Christian
day.
Bell.
It's race that's going to be account. That's where it comes together. So, like, interviewing the drivers if you can. Brent Marshall. Mexico's right there, and the black guy right here, he's a GM, and then one teal shirt is a player. Yes.
And as I went to talk to him, I was so excited.
Yeah.
After maybe a bit of a rough start to the year, it's adjusted. So he has a better feel under braking, and they're just better. Just inside the pass is available. It's about 1.8. 9-second gap to go. Traffic is going to come into play. So Antonio Sarah Valley coming together in the opening lap for his first two poles. That's going to Kirkwood easily gets around Sarah Valley. And also the sporting maneuver as well. Allowing no time longer. So the chase will continue. It's really make sure these guys are able to continue their battles for the top 4 position. Chasing after Saturday, like green white card. Cody's thinking Cody at this point because he has closed the gap for a while, like Salary had that battle controlled. Now Cody right there with 5 laps to go, and he's gaining on Cody Salary for third. He talked a little bit about this one because he's fighting now.
Really?
Kyle has won at all of the rotating. I
you're up.
Early on, we saw Tony Salary in this battle, sliding the car maybe just a little more out of his tires. So maybe in these last 5 laps, Alex has something to go chase down.
That was so great. I don't even remember what it was.
By the
I
way,
don't remember the question. I just remember he came in and read us books and talked to us, got to ask questions. I don't think I answered any questions, but I said front row.
With be down at the 3.
I'm assuming you remember? Yeah. Oh, they didn't read it in class.
Yeah.
No.
I had to go back to the
Lucas
year.
3 times. Kirkwood has the over win on the street race. There's Lucas right there. In the 79 car, Daniel Frost is caught up to him. That was a big gap early on. So Frost from Andretti, almost fourth. The young driver, second. Now lives in Miami, still a teenager. Has really started to figure it out here in the second half of this race.
Wow.
Got maybe a little too aggressive there. Tires. I cringed because I was expecting some. See the wins for this. I have this for tomorrow. This is what the second half of the doubleheader. So, what does he have in store for tomorrow? I talked at the beginning of the show about the championship winners, and I think you're starting to see the championship contenders separate themselves. Those 3 race winners
Coach Campbell, where's he let go of this? I want a different coach for the Lions. Yeah,
Francesco in that yellow car is right behind him as well.
You know, I really like Stafford.
Francesco has finished on
But
the
Stafford
podium
just wasn't
in 2 harbor races this season. Was on his way to second place finish.
Yeah,
They
it's
need
fine.
for a mistake.
he also had a lot of disadvantage. Like he had
Now for third here, Toby Towery in front. Alex Cerrone.
never had
He has been on the podium. It's a race the second.
He did a
First race at
it
Indianapolis.
is masking. So that's
That was such a good
He left on quick spring.
exactly.
His wife really wanted on this year. I understand. Like, I was with her. Like, she talked about fire and friends and comments.
Oh no, it's okay. It's just we haven't organized the table at all today.
Are you gonna sit with us?
They told me I should.
Yeah, come sit with us. I'll move to the middle.
I gotta admit, Coach Campbell
Let's
won
put
over.
this
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan. When I first
Really?
I wasn't. You didn't me. I thought you were the coach, and like that first press conference, he was like, "Okay, this is good."
Yeah,
Tommy,
he's
this
refreshing.
bag is going under the table.
That's fine. He's very, very refreshing, man. It's like honest. It's like, wow, this is, you know. Yeah, he's not trying to be something he's not. It's just natural that he's like that. That's the word, you know. That was excellent. That was excellent.
I saw you guys got the picture.
Yeah, that was perfect timing. Like, went down there for that, came up. That was pretty cool.
It was great because they all 3 have cards. Public affairs guy for the Lions has the cards.
Nice.
So I talked when I was talking to General Manager Combs. I said, the last few years I've had trouble getting. I said, you know, the Grand Prix has to be the most media credentials of any media in the world. But not just broadcast the race. I can't get a Lions credential. You know. He said, I got your card. So he handed it to Chris.
Nice.
So covering the Lions this year.
My brother-in-law is not Chris Drake. But my brother-in-law is like huge hockey fan, like leads hockey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he has something signed by Chris Drake. And I showed him the pictures, and he's like, I hate you.
Was Chris here?
Oh, no, that's, okay, not Chris Drake.
Oh, Spiel.
Yeah.
I got the
I got to talk to Kristen.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So awesome. Made my day.
That's
Yeah.
I don't think she said anything, but you know.
Only gonna get better. Only gonna get better. I feel like I know I missed 4 hours, but that was perfect.
You're all right. Didn't I mention to you right in the beginning that you don't realize, but all of a sudden you just pass out because you do all the walking and all the anxiety of trying to get, you know, and you don't realize all of a sudden you're walking 6 miles a day. 2 days you're walking 12 miles, and then doing interviews and anxiety, and you get home, and you think you get enough sleep last night. I was talking to Jamal. I passed out.
looking at
Right after texting him, 10:45, 11, all of a sudden I was like, bam. Who calls me up here? One of my friends is volunteer work at 5:50 a.m. this morning.
Oh my
And
god.
I panicked because my eyes aren't. I'm like, does that say 8:30? No, it says 5:50 a.m. Like, what the heck? But I was out like a light.
Kyle Kirkwood winning for the second time.
Did I tell you Chris Hillman came to my class when I was little and rugby ball? Well, not just
You didn't tell that story, did you?
Yeah. Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
tell that story?
Yeah.
Oh my
He
gosh.
said he was a rookie that year.
That's excellent.
He said, you're making me feel old.
That's
And I told him I want the Lions to win the Super Bowl.
Aw.
And I'm serious.
Well, you'd be talking. Beautiful.
In the end,
I streamed it live. It's on right now. I already cool. See your clips in there and stuff. I'm not going to throw it out there just yet. I just got to clean the title and stuff. So.
Toby Sowery there gets another podium.
If the Lions win the Super Bowl. I mean, not
Please pass.
I'll take
McGinnis tried to roll side by side. McGinnis and
Well,
Stinger
that's
Rob
the
work
word.
together.
Thank
Pretty
you.
impressive.
They're going to win.
That was
I'm so
pretty tight
excited.
contact. I
I've
know
been playing
Stingray Rob
and
was
praying
facing
and
the
praying.
concrete wall
I
coming
feel like everyone's like, that would be a miracle. I
to try and stay out of that wall, but it's been pretty hard contact.
Yeah, they got
And
the
Francesco eventually got McGinnis.
all coming together.
And it's McGinnis back in feet.
Stingray has
Another position.
the defense.
And finished in.
And he was right retired. You want to play right
No issues for Kyle Kirkwood though.
he's terrible at setting
Always
stuff.
control drive from the front.
He took pictures
Taking
and
out
put
what he
stuff.
needed to. And then those last two hours when he just wasn't putting the pressure on, he just absorbed it, kept his head down, and kept driving to that check.
if Green Bay loses there, pretty much.
See Kyle Kirkwood pulling in
If
the
we win the game, we'll take the
circle.
That's a fair some better bets right there. You win divisions.
Do you see who I read a summer with this morning?
Oh.
Parking position for the winner,
That's Green
Kyle
Bay
Kirkwood.
Nancy.
Third podium
Yeah.
of the year.
We were on the same shuttle.
Second
So
win.
we got the
Continues
shuttle.
to rack up
The guy was
more
on the team yesterday when we were meeting.
championship number
The security
3.
guy. Yeah, he came pulling up and was like, "Oh!" So when he yelled my name, he turned around. I was like, "We were meeting up later for
Parking spot you can get.
interview, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He took a picture.
Go ahead, you won. Do what you want to do. We'll celebrate. Kyle Kirkwood at Belle Isle is a Indy Lights winner again.
Okay, Kyle Kirkwood, Indy Lights winner.
Eric Rita puts his helmet off.
People are just off. So
And we'll give Kyle a second not only to get his helmet off, but also to catch his breath.
Should've went.
As you guys know, this is a very physical race course, and it will be a back-to-back race for these Indy
Someone
Lights
should have been there by the fountain.
taking your helmet off will just
I need someone by the fountain to take pictures there. We got all sidetracked.
The championship hunt, getting back in the conversation with each of the members.
Also, why did they put the damn
practice really well.
It's just, yeah, one of those things, you know. Get celebrity here, come on upstairs, take that 2 seconds. You know what Yeah. happened with Roman? Like I was having here,
And it was nonstop.
and here he is.
you want to try it?
I tell
Yeah.
Doug, my
I want to
engineer,
add some real
to stop giving me gas. I mean, it's tiring out there being physical. Your hands are like, it's just one right there. You can't even turn straight by anymore. But no, I'm super happy. The first tag is still right. For 28 cars on rails this weekend.
Embarrassed.
Couldn't be
But that's
happier with the
okay.
result today. We start P3 tomorrow.
All my
After that very short
proposals from
qualifying.
yesterday, I told them
I'm
like
looking
that I
forward to racing
wasn't
again and actually trying to make some passes now.
We chatted yesterday about just how important it is to have the advice of the IndyCar drivers on the Andretti Autosport side. How much would they give your head on those physical obstacles that
all day when I
That's a good thing about the Indy Lights.
So I don't like to
A
talk when
lot of the IndyCar drivers, they drove right before the qualifying, so they were just kind of giving me
That
a
happens.
So I went to let's talk to him on his pit stand.
That happens with
Talk
me.
to Arenas
I
afterwards
don't say
as
shit
well.
when I'm here
And
now,
they-
so I
they
get
all
home
said
and
it's starting to get more front grip and
Hold shut the hell up, I didn't talk when I was here.
This is way better than San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh my God.
Which is not
It's
usual.
turkey.
I guess it is.
Mhm.
Is it bacon?
But
No, he's been egg salad.
No, I mean I already got this.
the
phenomenal. That's
got
why
it, and I can't drink it.
in practice, but everyone else is doing it now. We haven't really touched the car
I can't
the
stand my
entire
teeth
weekend.
angry.
I think we're gonna kind of keep it like this.
Coffee,
And,
hot tea,
It might certainly pay off today, Kyle.
It's great
Congratulations.
because, but they have the kind of comfort and sugar in it.
Tomorrow, all night.
And then you can mix with the black food, it's all right.
Oh, yeah.
That championship advantage.
And,
What's his name on the fifth for David Lucas?
Yeah, those three are starting to separate themselves a little bit in the championship
Oh,
conversation.
Yeah, and I do that a lot. Oh my mind.
You know what I like to do? Get some watermelon, cut it up, put it in a glass with one ice cube, and then dunk Tito's vodka.
What kind of vodka?
Cheetos.
Gypsy vodka.
Well, I gotta know where to find it.
20:25 tomorrow morning. Don't forget IndyCar on NBC television today at 2 o'clock. Give us up from here in Detroit.
And that bottle.
The bottle's beautiful,
You
yeah.
keep the bottle and you would put the rose in it.
Katie Kyle, Charlie Campbell,
Flower,
Kevin Lee,
like,
congratulations,
color.
Kyle Kirk.
I had one that had eight
Indy
different
Lights
colors.
presented by Cooper Tires.
Oh, that's cool.
What cruiser?
Yeah, edit all nice. And let me know
Yeah.
your shots and what you got.
Yeah.
It's pretty much just that shot, man. There's nothing I can put
I
done.
But your sound might be better and stuff, because this was, remember I told you this was tinny? I didn't hear it.
From here.
And I think we're going to kind of
Is it at Meyer yet?
I know we were looking at the website
That
yesterday.
race is so tough. Like,
You're local,
he kept me honest there. He was on my tail. He's looking to push the pass, so he took the fence that I had to push the entire time, which is tough to do around street course. You know, you're up against the walls, you got the bumps. My arms are starting to go numb at the end of the race, so it's tiring. At a point, I just had to tell Doug, my engineer, just leave me alone. Just because at any rate, that kind of messed me up a little bit. So I just wanted to be silent, just focus on myself and not worry about what's behind me.
Guys rolled off the trailer really well, meaning you only had to use one set of tires during the opening qualifying session.
One for the record,
tomorrow with Jim Christian and Cooper's. What does that mean?
Plastic bottles
Tomorrow's
with
strategy.
It definitely helps to know.
It's not bad. I wish you
They were
could
the same
speak
time,
from
good
more.
tire. Lucas what to do, which is
You didn't really speak to
take
the
a
microphone
little
that
bit
much.
from the P2 spot tomorrow. We get a longer race, which new tires means even faster.
Go ahead.
Again. But no, it's
kept pulling
really
away.
good. They're catching up to us.
We need to
We're
turn
really
it up.
quick, but hopefully we got the edge on them tomorrow.
Tough race, get some rest.
Yeah, he was a
I'll tell you what,
little
when he was
more.
lying in the back, I think if he wins tomorrow,
Luckily his
we
voice
can
would
see
check,
what
like, talks to
Well,
His head was here and the microphone's here.
Yeah.
Again, congratulations to your
Go
race
there
winner,
and watch
Cooper.
the train.
Those are so
Kyle
good.
Kirkwood. Second, it was
Gosh,
driver
you're lucky.
Stockholm, Sweden, Linus
So
Lundqvist.
glad.
And then the final driver on the podium, Cambridge,
So
England,
true.
Nomi Sowry. So a nice
Did you know
podium
this guy
again.
got
We're
to
going to
pick
go
up
racing
the Detroit
for the
Lions
Indy Light
cheerleaders?
Series again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Coverage of that event at 10:25 Eastern. Next up on IndyCar Radio.
I have
35 minutes from now, and Mark James, David Campbell with the crew.
Yeah, 50
We are
what?
set to call race number one of the
Yeah,
Chevrolet
wow.
Grand Prix.
That is
For the
awesome.
entire crew, I'm Nick Kelman. We'll talk to you in about a half hour. Again, congratulations. Kyle Kirkwood, your winner of round number
Full
7
capacity
of
in
the
the chair.
2021
Super.
Indy Lights Championship presented by Cooper Tires. All right, so a good one to start us
Yeah,
off.
I told the general manager, Mr. Combs, I said,
This weekend
I don't know what it
here on
is.
Belle Isle.
I says, I get the most Grand Prix credentials of any media in the world other than who's broadcasting the race, but I can't get an Alliance credential to cover it for Detroit City TV. And he looked, he said, oh, there's a couple lists right there.
The run through the field.
What did he say?
The race
He said, there's a publicist right there, give me your card.
car race coming up in just a little while.
I'm working on a
today
Yeah.
with the IMSA cars and with the next championship. And you ready for
They're
that
gonna want us
race?
there.
The Cadillac E
Sit
Series
down.
lineup. There is
No.
the full E Series lineup in action.
Here's what it is.
With Cadillacs
They don't need media. I had a,
as the Grand Marshal.
when the
car.
groundbreaking for
E Series
Illich
lineup
did it
leading the pack and
for
setting the
downtown
pace
district,
for the race.
I did a couple proposals. So I was meeting with
At EMC Children's Hospital, Michigan.
Dan Kuiper at the time and Chris up at Chris's office. And they were loving what I was doing. And I said, you know, I said, the sports teams with social media now really don't need, what do you need media for? All they're going to do, all you do is drum up. If Cabrera got in trouble, right? Whoever got in trouble, and they looked at me, and I says, I'm not here for shock media. The players will open up their mouths. It'll come out somewhere. But I'm not here to report on that stuff. You know what I mean? People are just interested in some people, but I'm not here to dig up dirt. We're not shock media. You know, we're not TMZ. You know, and so you don't need really those beat media writers anymore that's going to dig up stuff that's gone by the wayside. They have millions of people on their social media. What do you need reporters for? You can have your own in-house feeding the social media crap, right? The blah, blah. And then they can just stop it. So I went on that aspect, that end of it. You know, that I'm kind of helping you do a service. I care about the city. They want an alliance. We'll do some fair reporting, fair. But we're not there to try to drum up and make a story where it's not just for headlines. Does it make sense?
Did they do it? Of the NTT IndyCar Series grid. Says here, them up the big show.
No, because I play hockey with Bill Ford. And I asked Bill if he wanted to do a last-minute photo op with Chris on Joe Louis Arena ice, because I had to ice at Joe Louis Arena with the Illich executives. I skated with them all. Bill said, yeah, absolutely. I went to Joe Louis Arena my next skate in the morning. I went up the chain of command. I could have went right to Chris. I sent an email. I went to the Darren Elliott. I said, listen, he said, okay, we'll send it to him. Well, it came radio silent. I didn't hear nothing. I'm like, so finally I sent an email to Chris. I said, I sent a couple messages before. I don't know if you've gotten, but I went to chain of command. I didn't hear anything. All of a sudden, my buddy who does TSA, the trade police, comes up, and then Johnny Jackson says, dude, you're blackballed. I went, what? He goes, we're not even allowed to talk to you via email if it's Illich email. We cannot speak with you on our phones because they're all Illich-held phones. He said, you are blackballed from all Illich 313 Olympia Entertainment events. This was 3 years ago. And I went, what? What did I do? One thing I could figure out is what happened is, I didn't know, but when Mr. Illich gave on April Fool's the money for Ford Field to be built, Chris, still, even after the old man has passed, got a little hard on for it, apparently. I don't know what it was. But it was just for a little photo op. They're closing the show down. They both play hockey. They had to, you know what I mean? It's like, and I didn't know it. That's the only thing I could think of why. It's over now, I think. I really haven't gone back. And the people that have been replaced are in charge.
Don't wait your time.
I'm not. I saw how petty it was. I'm like, are you?
I said, friendly girl. But he puts the MF in, my friend.
Oh.
You're so funny.
He is. I couldn't believe it. I go, what the hell? Who am I? Who am I to be blackballed from? And then they're threatening the TSA and stuff that you can't. You won't get no. What the fuck did I do? Yeah, insane.
That's nuts.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Tom, let's hear Tom.
So, folks, we're going to get things fired up here. Time to throw the champagne. Celebrate top three finishers in Indy Lights, presented by Cooper Tires. Grand Prix of Detroit, presented by Cooper. Kyle Kirk was with the win. Venus Lunch was second. Toby Sowery in third. Three different. Oh, look at Sowery. Sowery's a veteran, too. Three different teams represented on the podium. Kirk was ready on sport. Lunch was for
You know why?
And Toby Sowery, Locos Racing, that's the kind of level play. Thank you. Program. One more time, round of applause. I think they're putting Kirkwood in the way back. Now, Kirkwood!
Anyone need anything while I'm there?
New shoes.
Yeah,
thank you.
2, 3, Kirkwood is in!
He jumped in the fountain.
Oh, they're all going in with them.
Oh, I'm looking at this like,
Indy Lights drivers, cool off.
Press the camera.
25 laps are here at the
camera
Raceway, Ohio. They are in the water, folks.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic. The future stars of the NTT IndyCar Series on display here this week. And guys, back to you in the booth.
Parts the track.
You use them?
No, go ahead.
One report.
The Chevy Silverado Trim. When you have 2-inch length. When you have good
So, you know how they do the quick press conference here. Who comes up? Taylor Swift had a car here. Remember how long ago was that?
Really?
Taylor Swift hit her 2016 maybe. She came out with her new album, so she had a car out here. And Big Machine Records. Scott Borchetta.
No. Yeah.
And so nobody knew who the hell he was. He walks up here in his baseball hat. I'm like, are you shitting me? Is that Borchetta? Scott Borchetta. He's the owner of the largest record company on the planet, Big Machine Records.
Huh. It was, so what year was that? 2016?
16 or 15, yeah.
That is so cool.
And I went, I know who you are. I got to get him, right? Right off the bat. So we sat there and chirped for a while, man. And now I'm not on his I'm on his personal page on Facebook, but there's only a couple people, so I still talk to him back and forth every once in a while. Yeah, so I know if I never ask him for anything, right?
I think record people are cool.
Yeah, yeah. If I needed something, because I know I got the routing list and the artists and stuff, so I just do the chain of command. I haven't bothered him for nothing. I will one day if I really want to go to a show so bad I can't, This was huge, Jim. Jim, we're just talking about the Lions credentials and how should Jim style. We'll work something out. We're just talking about it. And then all of a sudden, here's what happens. Campbell and Spielman and Combs pop in.
So great.
I'm making them all drink stands. The ones we make out of metal, line a stand.
Oh, yeah?
Fine. I give one to Martha.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How is she?
What's going on?
How old is she? Is that what you asked?
How is she as a person? Sure.
Oh, she is. That's Jim Schwartz enough where her she's wearing.
Yeah?
With the point across. When he honored me on the shield and then started to tell that story, I'll let you see yours.